Buddy moved like a shadow through the ruins. His paws made no sound on the broken ground. The strange ship was now just ahead, glowing softly in the darkness. Unlike the large, cold ships of the Kori soldiers, this one was small and had gold designs on its silver sides. Buddy hid behind a fallen wall and watched as the ship's door opened with a quiet hiss. A soft light spilled out. Then a figure stepped onto Earth's soil. It was not like the Kori soldiers Buddy had seen before. This one was smaller, with a slim body and smooth blue skin that seemed to shine in the night. She wore clothes with the same gold designs as the ship. On her head was a small, shining circle, what humans once called a crown. Behind her came another Kori. This one was big and strong, with darker blue skin and wearing what looked like armor. This Kori carried a weapon and looked around with sharp eyes. "Princess Suma, we should not be here," the big Kori said. "Your father would be very angry." "Duri, please," the smaller Kori said. Her voice was lighter than Buddy had ever heard from their kind. "We won't stay long. I just want to see if the records are true." "What records?" Duri asked, still looking around for danger. "The ones that say humans had animal friends that lived with them. Special ones called dogs. The records say these animals were loyal and smart. Not just pets, but true companions." Princess Suma's eyes looked up at the stars. "If any survived, I must find them. For science." Buddy's ears perked up at the word dogs. He knew that word. It was what he was. Princess Sumi took out a small, flat object that made a soft, beeping sound. "This should help us find any animal life in the area." She began to walk, looking at her device. Buddy should have run away then. That would have been safe. But something about this Kori was different. She didn't seem to want to hurt him. Then the wind changed direction. The princess stopped suddenly. "Duri, the scanner shows something nearby. Something alive. Not human, not Kori." Buddy froze. The device was pointing right at him. Princess Suma turned and her large purple eyes grew even bigger when she saw Buddy. "Is that?" she whispered. "It can't be." For a moment, no one moved. Then Princess Suma took a step toward Buddy. "Hello," she said softly. "Don't be afraid." Buddy didn't understand her words, but her voice was gentle. She moved closer, and Buddy saw she was holding something in her hand. "Look, I have food," she said, kneeling down slowly. The big Kori, Duri, looked nervous. "Princess, be careful. It could be dangerous." "Nonsense," said Princess Suma. "Look at him. He's exactly like in the old human pictures. Golden fur, brown eyes, that friendly face. He's a dog, Duri. A real, living dog." Buddy smelled the food in her hand. It had been a long time since he had eaten anything but what he and Dr. Han could find. His stomach growled. But then he remembered Dr. Han, sick and alone in their hidden home. Buddy backed away from the princess. "Wait," she called. "Don't go." But Buddy turned and ran, faster than the princess could follow. Behind him, he heard her calling, but he didn't stop. He had to get back to Dr. Han. When Buddy reached their hidden entrance, he slipped inside and rushed to Dr. Han's side. The old man was awake now, coughing badly. "Buddy," he said between coughs, "where did you go? I was worried." Buddy pushed his nose against the old man's hand. Dr. Han smiled weakly and patted his head. "It's okay, boy. It's okay." But it wasn't okay. Buddy's ears picked up sounds from outside. Footsteps. Voices. The princess had followed him home. Dr. Han's eyes grew wide when he heard the voices outside. "They found us," he whispered. His thin hand reached for Buddy's collar, pulling the dog close. "Hide, Buddy," he said. "Go to the back room." But Buddy wouldn't leave. He stood next to Dr. Han's bed, his body stiff and ready to protect his friend. The hidden door to their underground home slid open. Light from outside cut through the darkness. Princess Sumi stepped in first, with Duri close behind her, weapon ready. "There it is, the dog." Princess Suma said, pointing at Buddy. Then she saw Dr. Han, and a human, alive. Dr. Han sat up as straight as he could. He was not afraid. He had lived through the worst days of the invasion. What more could they do to him now? If you're here to kill us, Dr. Han said in a weak voice, please make it quick. Princess Sumi shook her head. No, we're not here to hurt you. She turned to Duri. Put your weapon away. Duri looked unhappy but did as she asked. Princess, we should call for backup. Your father. My father must not know about this, Princess Sumi said firmly. She turned back to Dr. Han. I am Princess Sumi of the Kori Empire. I came to Earth to study, not to harm. Dr. Han looked at her for a long time. Buddy stayed by his side, growling softly. You are different from the others, Dr. Han finally said. Why? Princess Sumi knelt down so she was at eye level with the sitting man. I found old human records about Earth's animals. They were hidden away because... She paused. Because my people didn't want to remember what was lost. What was stolen? Dr. Han corrected her. Another cough shook his body. Princess Sumi looked down. Yes. What was stolen? She looked at Buddy with wonder. I never thought I'd find a real dog. The records said they were all gone. Almost all, Dr. Han said. Buddy might be the last one. I've hidden him since he was a puppy. Duri stood by the door, watching outside. Princess, we cannot stay long. Someone might notice our ship. Dr. Han's cough got worse. His face turned red as he tried to catch his breath. You're sick, Princess Suma said, concern in her voice. I'm dying, Dr. Han said simply. My medicine isn't working anymore. Princess Suma looked at the old man and then at Buddy, who pushed his nose against Dr. Han's hand. He loves you, she said softly. And I love him. Dr. Han stroked Buddy's golden head. I've taught him everything I can. How to find food, how to hide from your patrols. But when I'm gone, his voice trailed off. Princess Suma's eyes lit up. I could take him, study him, learn from him, keep him safe. So he can be an experiment. Dr. Han asked. No, Princess Sumi shook her head. As a living link to Earth's past, to understand what we've lost, what we've done. Dr. Han was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. I have a deal for you, Princess. A deal. Princess Sumi leaned closer. I will tell you everything I know about dogs. How they lived with humans for thousands of years. How they helped us hunt, kept us safe, became our best friends. He took a deep breath. In return, when I'm gone, you will protect Buddy. Not as a test subject, but as the treasure he is. Maybe the last dog of Earth. Duri turned from the door. Princess, this is dangerous. If your father finds out. I accept, Princess Suma said, ignoring her guard. She held out her hand to Dr. Han. Dr. Han slowly reached out and shook it. Then we have a deal. Buddy looked between the old man and the blue alien princess. He didn't understand their words, but he felt something important had happened. Come, Princess, Dr. Han said, his voice a little stronger now. Let me tell you the story of dogs and humans. It goes back more than 30,000 years. For 3 days, Princess Sumi visited the hidden bunker. Dr. Han told her everything he knew about dogs, about Earth, and about the time before the Kori came. Princess Sumi recorded it all on her small device, her purple eyes wide with wonder. On the 4th morning, Buddy woke up and knew something was wrong. Dr. Han's breathing was very slow. The old man's hand reached out weakly, and Buddy pushed his head under it. Good boy, Dr. Han whispered. The best boy. When Princess Sumi arrived later that day, she found Buddy lying next to Dr. Han, who wasn't moving anymore. The dog wouldn't leave his side. Oh, Princess Sumi said softly. Even Duri, who usually stayed by the door, came closer. He's gone, Duri said. Princess Sumi knelt beside the bed. Buddy, she called gently. I'm sorry. Buddy looked at her with sad brown eyes. He understood that Dr. Han was gone. The old man had taught him many things, but he couldn't teach him how to be alone. "I promise to take care of you," Princess Chuma said. She held out her hand to Buddy. Buddy smelled her blue skin. It was different from human skin, but not bad. He looked at Dr. Han one last time, then slowly walked to Princess Suma. "We need to bury him," Princess Suma told Duri. "It's a human custom. Dr. Han told me about it." They found a spot outside where flowers grew through the broken concrete. Together, they laid Dr. Han to rest. Buddy watched as they covered him with earth, and the dog let out a long, sad howl that echoed through the empty city. "I didn't know they could make such sounds," Duri said, surprised. "It's called howling," Princess Stuma explained. "Dr. Han said dogs do it when they're sad or lonely. It's how they show their feelings." Back at the ship, Princess Shumi faced a new problem. "How do we bring Buddy home without anyone knowing?" Duri thought for a moment. "We could say he's a new species you discovered, not from Earth." Princess Shumi nodded. "Good idea. We'll call him." She looked at Buddy. "We'll call him a Terran companion animal for the official records. No one needs to know he's a dog from Earth." They prepared a special place for Buddy on the ship. Princess Sumi brought food and water for him. When everything was ready, she patted the soft bed she had made. "Come, Buddy. Time to go." Buddy looked back at the ruins of Seoul, the only home he had ever known. Then he walked slowly onto the ship. The door closed behind him, and soon the ship lifted into the sky. Through a small window, Buddy watched as Earth grew smaller and smaller until it was just a blue dot. Princess Sumi sat next to him, stroking his fur. "You'll be safe with me," she promised. During the long journey to the Kori homeworld, Princess Sumi learned new things about Buddy that weren't in any records. She learned that he would chase his tail when he was bored, that he would put his head on her lap when she was sad, that he seemed to understand her feelings even when she didn't say them out loud. "Duri, look at this," she called one day. Buddy had brought her a small toy she had given him, dropping it at her feet when she seemed sad. "He's trying to make you feel better," Duri said, surprising himself with the observation. "Yes," Princess Shuma said. "The records didn't tell us everything. Dogs don't just obey. They care." As their ship approached the Kori homeworld, Princess Shuma looked at the beautiful green and blue planet below. "Your new home, Buddy," she said. "I hope you'll like it." Buddy pressed his nose against the window, watching as they got closer to the strange new world. He didn't know what waited for him there, but at least he wasn't alone anymore. Princess Sui's ship landed at the royal port of Kori Prime. The blue-green planet was beautiful, with tall silver buildings that reached into the pink sky. Buddy had never seen anything like it. "We must be careful now," Princess Suma told Buddy as they prepared to leave the ship. "My father doesn't know about you." Duri brought a special box with air holes. "The dog must travel in this," he said. "It's for his safety." Buddy didn't like the box, but he trusted Princess Suma now. He went inside, and they covered it with a cloth. Palace workers greeted the princess as she walked from her ship. No one asked about the covered box that Duri carried carefully. In her private rooms in the palace, Princess Suma let Buddy out. The dog sniffed the new smells of this strange world. The air was different here. The floors were made of something that felt cool under his paws. "This is your new home," Princess Suma said, showing Buddy a soft bed she had made for him. "You must stay here when I'm not around. It's not safe for others to see you yet." For several days, Buddy stayed hidden in the princess's rooms. Princess Sumi brought him food and water. She spent hours recording everything she had learned about dogs from Dr. Han. "Your species was remarkable," she told Buddy as she wrote. "You lived side by side with humans for thousands of years. You helped them hunt. You protected their homes. You even saved their lives sometimes." Buddy didn't understand her words, but he liked her voice. It made him feel less alone in this strange place. One day, Princess Suma had to attend a big meeting. "Today I will meet with my father, Emperor Tao," She told Buddy, "I must go alone. Stay here and be quiet." After she left, Buddy tried to sleep, but he heard strange sounds outside the door. Curious, he sniffed at the door and found it wasn't fully closed. Buddy pushed the door open with his nose and peeked outside. A long hallway stretched before him, with shiny floors and tall windows. No one was around. Buddy stepped out. He would just take a quick look and come back. Dr. Han had always said Buddy was too curious for his own good. He walked down the hallway, his nails making small clicking sounds on the floor. He followed the sounds of voices, which led him to a large set of doors. Inside was a huge room filled with Kori people. They all wore fancy clothes with gold designs. At the far end, on a raised platform, sat a large Kori with dark blue skin. He wore the biggest crown Buddy had ever seen. Emperor Taho. No one noticed the golden dog at first. Buddy walked into the room, looking at all the strange blue faces. Then someone gasped. "What is that creature?" A voice cried out. Everyone turned to look at Buddy. The room went silent. Emperor Taho stood up. "What is this?" he demanded. Princess Sumi pushed through the crowd. "Father, I can explain." Just then, a tall Kori near the emperor moved quickly, raising his hand. He was holding something that looked like a weapon. Buddy didn't think. He just acted. With a loud bark, he ran forward and jumped between Princess Suma and the tall Kori. Everyone backed away, shocked by the sound of Buddy's bark. It echoed in the large room. The tall Kori stopped, confused. It turned out he was just holding a data pad, not a weapon. But Buddy didn't know that. He stood in front of Princess Suma, protecting her. Emperor Taho's eyes narrowed. "Sumi, what is the meaning of this? This creature, it protected you." Princess Sumi knelt beside Buddy, her hand on his back. "Yes, father. This is what they do." "They?" Emperor Taho asked. Princess Sumi took a deep breath. "Father, this is a dog. From Earth. And there is much you don't know about Earth's creatures." The emperor leaned forward on his throne. For the first time in many years, he looked truly surprised. "Tell me more," he said. Emperor Taho ordered everyone to leave the throne room except for Princess Suma, Duri, and a few trusted advisors. Buddy sat next to Sumi, watching the tall emperor with careful eyes. "Explain," Emperor Taho said. His voice was deep and cold. Princess Sumi stood straight. "Father, I went to Earth to study its animals. I found this dog, perhaps the last one, living with an old human. The human died, and I brought the dog here." "You went to Earth without permission?" the emperor asked, his face turning a darker blue with anger. "Yes, father." Princess Suma did not look away. "I needed to see for myself." Emperor Taho walked down from his throne. He was very tall, much taller than Princess Suma. He looked down at Buddy. "And what is so special about this dog?" he asked. "Everything," Princess Suma said. She took out her data pad and showed it to her father. "I learned from the human that dogs lived with humans for over 30,000 years. They started as wild animals but chose to live with humans." "Chose?" the emperor asked. "Yes. The early dogs found that working with humans helped them both find food and stay safe. Over time, they changed. They became helpers, protectors, and friends to humans." The emperor looked at Buddy again. "This creature is a simple animal. It cannot think like we do." As if understanding, Buddy tilted his head and made a small sound. "That's not true, father," Princess Suma said. "Dogs can understand human feelings. They can learn words. Some dogs knew hundreds of words. They could solve problems. And most important, they cared about humans." "Cared?" One of the advisors laughed. "Animals don't care." Princess Sumi touched a button on her datapad. A recording played. Dr. Han's voice telling a story about a dog who had waited years for his human to return, not knowing the human had died. The human called it loyalty. Princess Suma said. Dogs would stay with their humans, even when it was dangerous. They would protect humans, even if it meant they might die. Emperor Teho frowned. This goes against everything we believed about Earth creatures. Yes, Princess Suma said quietly. That's why I had to bring Buddy here, to show you the truth. Emperor Teho sat down on the steps of his throne. For a moment, he was silent, thinking. We were told the humans were destroying their planet, he finally said. That they cared for nothing but themselves. That they saw other creatures only as things to use. Some did, Princess Suma agreed, but not all. Many humans loved Earth and its creatures. And many Earth creatures, like dogs, formed deep bonds with humans. Buddy, sensing the tension in the room, walked slowly toward Emperor Teho. Everyone watched, surprised. The Emperor stared as the golden dog came closer. What is it doing? The Emperor asked, not moving. He wants to meet you, Princess Suma said. You can touch him. He won't hurt you. Emperor Teho slowly reached out his blue hand. Buddy sniffed it, then pushed his head under the Emperor's fingers. The room was very quiet. It's soft, Emperor Teho said, sounding surprised as he touched Buddy's fur. Princess Sumi corrected gently. Not it. He's a male dog. His name is Buddy. The Emperor looked at his daughter. Sumi, do you understand what you've done? If what you say is true, then our entire reason for taking Earth. He didn't finish his sentence. I know, Father, Princess Suma said. The reports about Earth were wrong, or at least they didn't tell the whole truth. Emperor Teho stood up suddenly, making Buddy back away. This information cannot leave this room, he ordered. Not yet. I need time to think. He looked at Buddy once more. Keep this creature, this dog, in your rooms for now. I will decide what to do soon. As Princess Sumi led Buddy out, the Emperor called after her. Sumi. She turned. Did humans really love these animals, as you say? Princess Sumi nodded. With all their hearts, Father. With all their hearts. 2 weeks passed, and Buddy was still kept in Princess Sumi's rooms. But things were changing. Emperor Teho now visited every day to see the dog. He would sit and watch as Buddy played with the toys Princess Suma had made for him. Show me again what he can do, the Emperor would ask. Princess Sumi would give commands that Dr. Han had taught Buddy. Sit, stay, come, shake hands. Buddy did them all, happy to work for the treats she gave him. Amazing, Emperor Teho said. And you say the humans taught them these things? Yes, Father, but there's more. Princess Sumi showed her father the recordings of everything Dr. Han had told her. Dogs could do important jobs. They helped find lost people. They warned humans when danger was coming. Some dogs could even smell diseases in people before doctors could find them. Emperor Teho was quiet for a long time. I want to bring in some scientists to see the dog, he finally said. Soon, Kori scientists began visiting Princess Suma's rooms. They watched Buddy. They took notes. They seemed confused by what they saw. This creature shows behaviors we didn't think possible in Earth animals, one scientist said. It seems to understand emotions, said another. Princess Sumi corrected, nodded, and his name is Buddy. One day, a very important scientist named Dr. Miru came to see Buddy. Unlike the others, Dr. Miru sat on the floor and waited for Buddy to come to her. Hello, Buddy, she said softly. Buddy liked this blue person. He went to her and put his head in her lap. Dr. Miru looked surprised, then happy. Princess Suma, Dr. Miru said. May I bring something to show you? The next day, Dr. Miru returned with old pictures. They showed Earth before the Kori invasion. Beautiful forests, clean oceans, happy humans with their animal friends. Where did you get these? Princess Suma asked. I was on the first team that studied Earth, Dr. Miru explained. We found much more than what was in the official reports. But those in charge only wanted to hear certain things. Things that made it easier to take Earth, Princess Suma said, understanding now. Dr. Miru nodded. Your dog is proof that we were wrong about many things. Word about Buddy began to spread in the palace. More and more Kori officials asked to see the golden dog from Earth. Some came with doubt in their eyes, but left looking troubled and thoughtful. One day, a group of young Kori students came to learn about Earth. Princess Suma let Buddy meet them. The students laughed when Buddy did tricks. They were amazed when he seemed to understand when someone was sad and went to sit by them. He knows how you feel, Princess Suma explained to the students. Dogs can sense emotions, like our empaths, one student asked. Yes, Princess Suma said, but dogs weren't special on Earth. They were common. Millions of them lived with humans. The students looked at each other. One brave student asked, then why did we? The question hung in the air. Princess Suma had no answer. That night, Princess Sumi found her father sitting alone in his private garden. She joined him on the bench. Suma, Emperor Taho said, do you know what's happening in the palace? What do you mean, father? People are talking. Scientists are asking questions. Young ones are wondering if what we taught them about Earth was true. He looked at his daughter. Your dog is changing how we think. That's good, isn't it? Princess Sumi asked. To know the truth. Emperor Taho sighed. The truth is complicated. If humans could bond with another species so deeply, if Earth was not what we claimed. He stood up. Some of my advisors are worried. They think Buddy is dangerous. Dangerous. But he's just a dog. Not the dog itself, Emperor Taho said. The idea of him. What he represents. Princess Sumi felt afraid. What will happen, father? Emperor Taho looked up at the night sky, where Earth was just a distant point of light. I don't know, he said, but things cannot stay as they are. Not anymore. Dr. Miru started meeting with Princess Suma often. She brought other scientists too. They would sit in Princess Suma's rooms, talking quietly while Buddy slept nearby. We were wrong about Earth, Dr. Miru would say. The reports we based our invasion on told only part of the story. More and more Kori joined these secret meetings. They called themselves the Earth Truth Group. Some were scientists who had studied old Earth records. Some were teachers who wanted to know what really happened. Some were young Kori who simply felt that something important had been hidden from them. One evening, Dr. Miru brought news. We found something. She told Princess Suma. There are still forests on Earth with animals living in them. And there are humans too. Small groups hiding like your Dr. Han was. We must help them, Princess Suma said. We're trying, Dr. Miru replied. We've started sending small ships with supplies. Food, medicine, things the survivors need. Buddy seemed to understand they were talking about his home. He sat up and made a small whining sound. He misses Earth, Princess Suma said, stroking his golden fur. None of them knew that they were being watched. One of Emperor Taho's advisors, Lord Gero, had been listening outside the door. He hurried to tell the Emperor what he had heard. Your daughter is part of a rebellion, Lord Gero told Emperor Taho. They are helping the humans on Earth. They are questioning our right to take the planet. Emperor Taho looked troubled. Are you sure? Yes, Lord Gero said. And it all started with that Earth creature, that dog. It has made people soft, weak. They are forgetting why we needed Earth in the first place. Emperor Taho closed his eyes. He thought about Buddy, how the dog had protected Suma, how he seemed to understand things no simple animal should. Was that weakness, or was it something else? What should we do, my emperor? Lord Gero asked. Emperor Taho opened his eyes. Bring my daughter to me. Keep her in her rooms until I decide what to do. And take the dog to the science center. I want it studied properly. That night, royal guards came to Princess Suma's rooms. The emperor commands you to stay here, they told her, for your own safety. What? Why? Princess Suma asked. Then she saw other guards putting Buddy in a cage. No. What are you doing? Where are you taking him? The dog goes to the science center, a guard said. Emperor's orders. Princess Suma tried to stop them, but the guards were too strong. They took Buddy away while he barked and tried to get back to her. Father, please. Princess Suma called out, but Emperor Taho was not there to hear her. In the science center, Lord Garrow watched as Buddy was put in a glass room. Scientists in white coats stood around, looking uncomfortable. Study this creature completely, Lord Garrow ordered. Find out everything about how it works. You mean? One scientist asked. Yes, Lord Garrow said coldly. Take it apart if you need to. We must understand why it has such power over our people. The scientists looked at each other. One stepped forward. This goes against our ways, she said, to harm a living thing without need. This is need, Lord Garrow snapped. This creature is causing rebellion. Do as I say, or join the princess in confinement. Late that night, Dury, who had been watching everything, sneaked into the palace guard's room. He took a key card and went to Princess Suma's door. Princess, he whispered as he opened it. We must hurry. Dury, Princess Suma said. They took Buddy. They're going to hurt him. I know, Dury said. Dr. Miru told me. She's at the science center now, trying to stop them. But we need to do more. We need to tell everyone the truth about Earth. Princess Sumi grabbed her data pad with all of Dr. Han's stories. How? Dury smiled. The broadcast room. We can send a message to the whole empire, but we must be quick. Together, they slipped through the dark palace halls, racing to save Buddy, and maybe Earth too. Princess Suma and Dury ran through the dark halls of the palace. Guards shouted behind them, but they didn't stop. They had to reach the broadcast room before they were caught. This way, Dury said, pulling the princess down a side hall. He had been a palace guard for many years. He knew all the secret paths. At the science center, the scientists were arguing with Lord Garrow. They didn't want to hurt Buddy. In his glass room, Buddy paced back and forth, his ears flat against his head. He knew something was wrong. Dr. Miru stood in front of Buddy's room. I will not let you do this, she told Lord Garrow. This creature has done nothing wrong. Move aside, Lord Garrow ordered, or I will have you arrested too. Just then, the screens on the walls came to life. Every screen in the palace, in the city, across the whole empire, showed the same thing. Princess Suma's face. People of the Kori Empire, she said. I am Princess Suma. I have something important to tell you about Earth. In the broadcast room, Princess Suma spoke into the camera while Dury kept the door locked. Guards pounded on it from outside. We were told that humans were selfish creatures who destroyed their planet, Princess Suma said. But that wasn't the whole truth. Humans formed deep bonds with other species on their world. They loved and were loved by creatures like dogs. She held up her data pad and played Dr. Han's recordings. The old man's voice filled the empire, telling stories of dogs who had saved humans from fires, who had found lost children, who had stayed by sick owners for days without food. At the science center, everyone stopped to watch the screens. Even Lord Garrow was quiet. This is Buddy, Princess Suma said as the screen showed pictures of the golden dog. Maybe the last dog from Earth. He shows us what we destroyed when we took Earth. Not just a planet, but relationships between species that took thousands of years to build. In his glass room, Buddy barked when he saw Princess Sumi on the screen. The scientists looked at him with new eyes. We must stop what we are doing, Princess Stum continued. We must help what's left of Earth. We must learn from our mistakes. The broadcast room door finally broke open. Emperor Taho himself walked in, followed by guards. Princess Sumi stood tall, ready to face her father's anger. But Emperor Taho just looked at her, then at the camera still sending her message to the empire. Is it all true? He asked quietly. Everything about the dogs and humans. Yes, father, Princess Suma said. Every word. Emperor Teho was silent for a long moment. Then he turned to the camera. People of the Kori Empire, he said, I have heard my daughter's words. I have seen the earth creature called Buddy, and I have decided that we must learn more before we act again. Back at the Science Center, Dr. Miru quickly opened Buddy's classroom. The dog ran out, looking for Princess Sumi. Take him to the palace, Dr. Miru told a young scientist. The Emperor will want to see him. In the broadcast room, Emperor Teho was still speaking. From this day forward, we will start the Earth Restoration Project. We will help the humans and animals still living there. We will try to fix the damage we have done. Princess Sum couldn't believe what she was hearing. Father, do you mean it? Yes, Emperor Teho said. Your dog has taught us an important lesson. If humans could live in harmony with another species for 30,000 years, perhaps we can learn to do the same. Just then, Buddy burst into the room. He ran straight to Princess Sumi, jumping up to lick her face. She hugged him tight, tears in her eyes. Emperor Teho watched them. Then, to everyone's surprise, he knelt down beside them. Buddy turned and gave the Emperor's hand a gentle lick. We have much to learn from Earth, Emperor Teho said, looking at Buddy with wonder. And it seems this dog will be our teacher. In the weeks that followed, ships left for Earth. Not warships this time, but ships with scientists, doctors, and helpers. The Earth Restoration Project had begun. And in every meeting, at Princess Sumi's side, sat Buddy, the last dog of Earth, and the first bridge between two worlds. The golden retriever sniffed the air and stayed low to the ground. His fur was dirty, but still caught the weak sunlight, giving him a glow among the gray ruins. Buddy was careful. He had to be. Dogs were rare now. Maybe was the last one left. 50 years had passed since the Kori ships first appeared in Earth's skies. 50 years since the aliens decided humans and their animal friends did not deserve to live on this planet. Most people died in the first attacks. Those who lived now hid in the shadows. Buddy looked back at his human friend, who moved slowly through the broken buildings. Dr. Han Jiho was old now. His hair was white, and his back was bent. But his eyes were still sharp, watching for danger as they searched the ruins of Seoul. Come, Buddy, Dr. Han said in a soft voice. We need to find medicine. My cough is getting worse. Buddy understood, not the words, but the meaning. The old man was sick. They needed to find the small bottles that made him feel better. Buddy had a good nose. He could find things hidden under rocks and inside old buildings. They moved carefully down what used to be a busy street. Now trees grew through the cracked road. Nature was taking back the city. This was good for hiding, but made walking hard for Dr. Han. Stop, Dr. Han whispered suddenly. He pulled Buddy behind a fallen wall. A Kori patrol ship hummed overhead. It was round and smooth, like a silver dish floating in the air. Bright lights scanned the ground. Buddy and Dr. Han stayed very still until it passed. They are looking more these days, Dr. Han said, his voice rough from his cough. They must know we are still here. Dr. Han had saved Buddy when he was a puppy. He had hidden him when the Kori started killing all the dogs, cats, and other pets. They said Earth animals were biologically incompatible with their plans. Dr. Han never explained what that meant, but Buddy knew it was bad. They reached a building that used to be a hospital. Parts of the roof were gone, but some rooms were still good for finding medicine. Wait here, Dr. Han told Buddy at the entrance. Bark once if you see anything. Buddy sat, alert and watching. The wind carried many smells, old metal, wet earth, and something new, something strange. Buddy's ears perked up. The strange smell was getting stronger. Dr. Han came out with a small bag. Good news, Buddy. I found some. He stopped when he saw Buddy's face. What is it, boy? Buddy growled softly, looking to the east. Something was coming. Let's go home, Dr. Han said quickly. They hurried as fast as the old man could move, taking hidden paths back to their underground home. Their home was once a subway station, now covered with dirt and plants. No one would know people lived there. Inside, Dr. Hand took his medicine and sat on his bed, breathing hard. "I'm not getting better, buddy," he said, petting the dog's head. "Soon you might be alone." Buddy put his head on the old man's knee. He didn't understand the words, but he felt the sadness in them. That night, while Dr. Hand slept, Buddy heard a sound from above. Not the usual Corey patrol ships. This one was different, quieter, smaller. Through a crack in their hidden ceiling, Buddy saw a strange light. A ship was landing nearby. It was not like the other Corey ships. This one had gold marks on it. Buddy had never seen a ship like this before. The dog looked at his sleeping human friend, then back at the ceiling. Something new was happening. Something that might change everything. Buddy faced a choice: stay with Dr. Han or go see what had arrived. With one last look at the old man, Buddy slipped through their secret exit and into the night.